lose a hand or anything. The Horl 2. Prep some meat. Some adobo. Oh wow. So I've had 2 of these things for a while now. This knife I bought probably, say 5 years ago in Denver from this really small mom and pop shop, this husband and wife. And the husband flies to Japan, buys the knives from the maker and brings them back and sells them in the shop. So you can hardly ever get 2 of the same, but he tries to get a collection. And then the Horl 2, I got this on Black Friday sale in 2024. I've never actually used it, so I haven't had anything to sharpen my Japanese knife with. This is the first thing that has a diamond grit that I'm gonna actually use for it. So let's test it out. So this is pretty heavy actually. So it's called a Horl. The Horl 2. I know they came out with a 3 since I bought this, probably why I got it on sale. Oh yeah, these smooth rollers, they move really smoothly. And then we have the block, also a really nice piece of wood, so I'll show you that. And we have my knife. I've used it a few times. It's probably crying a little bit being in this box. It comes in this really cool newspaper. Oh, the handle is actually like a darker version of the Horl. So, as you can see, I haven't opened it in years, so it started to patina. Some moisture probably got to it, but it's a really cool shape. And it's a neutral grip. Some have a D-shaped handle where it's left or right side, but this one's pretty neutral. And we're gonna try to give it its first sharpening ever. So let's see how this goes. So for this type of blade, they recommend a 15 degree side. So I've never used one of these before. So they have 2 different sides. So one's for grinding. This is diamond. Let's get a close up of that. And then the other side is for honing, which is ceramic. Let's get a look at that side. So let's try it out. So we're first gonna just do a few passes and we'll try to count so we do even on both sides. So I'll do about 8. Oh shit, I started on the wrong side, sorry. Grinding this first. Let's check that out. Yeah, so that grinded it pretty nicely. I do need to polish this blade though. It has like a little rust spot on it here. But it has a lot of burrs on it. So it's made this really rough pass so far. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. We'll see in the edit. But you can see all the little shavings that were grinded off. And now we're gonna go and hone it with this side. So see how that goes. So that seems to have taken off most of the shavings, but I see some on the other side, so we're gonna do the same thing on the side too. We're gonna give it a couple grinds, and then we're gonna polish it off. Oh, this looks to be coming off. So watch out for that. I didn't bring anything to cut like in those other knife videos I've been watching. A piece of paper or something, so we won't be doing that today, but I will be cutting up some meat later to prep, so we'll be able to see. But let's just see how close we can get on here. So it does need to be cleaned off a bit. But you can see the edge of the knife where it's really small section that it grinded down, so it's not taking down a lot of the knife. Let's see from this angle what you can see. So all I'll do is I'll just wipe off those little bits on this paper, little shavings. Okay, that's quite a bit on there. You can really see how thin that knife is. Let's see that side. Let's see this side. And then let's see on the back end as well. You can see it gets pretty close down there. So that wasn't too bad. I didn't feel like I was going to lose a hand or anything like that. I didn't feel like it was going to jump out. It did move a little bit. So when you're like putting pressure on it, it comes off just a bit, but that's probably me being too rough. So I just need to be a little bit more delicate. So it works pretty well. I just need to be a little bit more delicate with it. We're going to prep some meat and let's see what happens. All right, so we're back. Our neighbors are cutting grass, so I'm going to put this mic on, so hopefully you can still hear me. And we are going to do some pork butt from Butcherbox. I've also had this for a few months, frozen, and I just took it out. So it's time to actually see what this is all about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave this really thinly and do two preparations. One's going to be Asian style, the other one's going to be Puerto Rican style, and you'll see what that means in a second. Let's get a few things prepped up here. I'm gonna get some paper towels prepared, and actually one of those I'm gonna wipe off my blade with. Hopefully this comes out all right. What we're gonna do for the Asian preparation is super simple. We're gonna do salt, actually that's not right. Salt, sesame oil, ginger, garlic, that's it. So I'm gonna put that in this blue bowl. And then for the Puerto Rican preparation, it's gonna be adobo. That's the whole thing. I'm also gonna put some garlic in here, but you know. So I got 2 bowls. We're gonna shave it up, separate it out. And hopefully this doesn't get too messy. And hopefully flies don't attack me. Guess we'll see what happens. I'll put an extra paper towel down because there's gonna be quite a bit of blood coming out of there. And also just some liquid from how long it's been in the freezer. Let's test out the knife. Oh, there's a butterfly. Oh. So here we are. And it's also wrapped in some, whoa, shit. Scratch my table, don't tell anyone. Wrapped in string, so we're gonna cut all that off. Might have to use that bowl for temporary garbage. Ew. Got a little salmonella in the mouth there. Look at that. Yeah, so the aim is to just get some really nice thin slices now. Let me pull the camera down a bit. There we go. So let's see if we can get this a 1/4 inch thin. All right, maybe too small, but that's the idea. So, I don't know if that's 1/4 inch maybe, but that's about the kind of piece that I want. I've never sit down and cut anything though, so this is pretty weird. I've never really prepped food in my backyard either. I might do this more often. I usually prep inside and then come out here and grill, but this is pretty nice. I'm sure the neighbors think I'm nuts sitting here talking to myself, or maybe they're not paying attention to me at all. I think it could be a little sharper, so I'm probably going to sharpen it again after this, but not struggling at all. But I will say, sitting down, this is a really weird angle. This is also the first time I'm using this knife to cut raw meat. I usually cut my finished steaks and things with this. Yeah, I could tell like up in the front, it's not as sharp, but I also don't think the connection was that great on one of the sides with the magnet, so I'm gonna come back around to that. Let me try a different angle. Yeah, that helps. Just let the weight of the blade do its thing. I'm just gonna move some of these into the bowl. There's a fly that's trying to come around. Stay away from my meat. But yeah, so far so good. I'm pretty happy with how it's cutting. This is also my first real video talking to the camera, so I know I'm not making much eye contact. Stick with me, I'll get better. All right, so that was not too bad. Let's wipe this down. Then let's go inside and give everything a wash. Be right back. All right, so we're back. I got everything cleaned up. Got the knife washed and dried, most important part. I need to oil it later. and try to get rid of some of these spots, but it performed pretty well. But I will give it another sharpening. So let's get that back into its box. Yeah, the oil was in this box, but I think I took it out to oil something else. And then for the meats. Now I just have to caveat by saying I would never do this, but I'm pressed for time. So I did get chopped ginger and chopped garlic, but I typically do on my own prep, so just putting that out there. So like I said earlier, we're gonna do one Asian style and one kind of Puerto Rican style. So I'll separate this up, and I'll probably do more of the Puerto Rican style than the Asian, because that one can go on more things. All right, so we're about, we'll say about 50-50. So what we will do is, with the Asian side, we'll do about 2 tablespoons of soy, about a teaspoon of mirin. We got some hoisin sauce. We'll probably do a tablespoon of that as well, maybe 2. 1, 2, a little sesame oil, a tablespoon and a half of that. Some chopped garlic. I got an audience. And that'll go on both actually. Put a little bit more in this one. A little bit more. And then for the ginger, let's give this a wipe, and a hefty piece of ginger in there. Yeah, that should do it. And then for the Puerto Rican side, which is kind of a joke, it's just adobo. Well, first let's put a little salt on this. I know we have soy, but 2 different types of seasoning. For the Puerto Rican side, we have the garlic in there. We have a little bit of graza frizzle. This is the high heat one because I'm gonna grill this. Then, so to that garlic and oil, we'll add some adobo. If it looks like I'm doing a lot, I am, but this is 3.5 pounds of meat, so it kind of needs it. I'll go this one first since this one has the more neutral flavors in it. I'm not gonna go too heavy on anything else in here. It's probably gonna marinate overnight because I'm going out for dinner tonight, but I needed to marinate this meat today. And then for the Asian version, we're gonna get all mixed in there as well. All right, so that one looks pretty good, I would say. Let's get the sides wiped down. Because I gotta leave home in 5 minutes. All right, so we've got both of our meats prepped and we're ready to go. So I'll come back to you tomorrow to let you know how this went. Thanks, y'all. And if you're not interested in the food and just wanted to see the Horl 2 sharpen the knife, then see you later. So here we are, 24 hours later. We cleaned our grill down. We're gonna try the Asian meat that we prepared 24 hours ago. So let's get that on the grill and see how it comes out. So let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. These are gonna cook really fast because of how thin we sliced them. As you can also see from yesterday, it's raining right now. Not enough to stop me. Kind of ran out of space here. It's really starting to come down. I don't think this camera's waterproof. You get to watch from a distance. Go ahead and crank this up a little bit. We're probably just gonna give this 1 or 2 minutes. Start pulling these off. Some nice grill marks forming here. Just gonna start stacking these bad boys. Looking beautiful. Oh no, lost a piece right through. I don't know if you can see that. All right, I lost 2 pieces to the grill. It's cost of doing business, I guess. We'll take a look at what these are. So that's what we're working with here. Yeah, that's our meat. Now the most important part to any decent video is how does it taste? Oh wow. Let's take a look at it. It's still nice and juicy, even though it was kind of dry at the end, but that's really good stuff. Now I'm gonna go inside and eat these. All right, so we're back on day 3. We did the Asian version yesterday. Now today we're gonna do the Puerto Rican version, which is just the adobo and the garlic. We're gonna see how those go. So grill's preheated, we're at 400 degrees. These should only take a few minutes to cook. Basically, by the time I get to one side of the grill, well, to the other side of the grill, I should flip the first ones. All right, time for my favorite part, the taste test. Let's take a little piece, a little bit of fatty, meaty piece. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. All right, one more. Came out not too bad, nice color. Still juicy. Oh yeah. I mean, I grilled it, I marinated it, but I'm gonna give credit to the knife. That's amazing. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.